Hello everyone, my name is Aquila and I'm going to be talking about the current transit of Chiron in Aries and healing your moon sign placement with the transit of Chiron in Aries. So, Chiron Aries, this transit's going to be happening from 2018 until 2027. So it's a really long stretch of time that we have to really heal the Aries energy, which is the first fire sign, and it is a fire element. So it is really all about our actions, our spirit, our impulses, and how we basically go about our lives with our willpower. Dealing with this energy, it takes a lot of repetition, of practice. This is not an energy that likes to be consistent, Aries energy. So when we have Chiron in Aries, it's really about healing that inconsistency, that fire that doesn't really burn all the way, always bright. It's more like a flash, sharp flash. And Aries energy is a soldier, but it is also very innocent, naive, childish soldier that has been sent off on its way and not really knowing which direction to go. A lot of times Aries energy can be very scattered. The Chiron energy here is really trying to heal that that pursuit. Where are we going? What are we doing with this energy? And how can we heal these that are not really beneficial for our well-being? So let's talk about it a little bit. For Chiron meeting Aries, if you have your moon placement in Aries, that's Chiron is meeting Mars here. So when Chiron meets Mars, it's really about healing your actions, your emotional reactions to things, the way that you go about things emotionally. If you have a moon in Aries or a moon in the first house, this will be targeting how you actually look at everything in an emotional way, and how is it that you can deal with relationships, one-on-one relationships in your life with a more objective point of view, instead of reacting more intensely or impulsively people's words or people's actions, and not feeling like it's something that's going to be combative against you. This is more of the Martian energy, when it feels like it's been threatened. The first house is really all about your image too, and how other people see you. So if you have a moon in Aries, this Chiron transit is really going to be about changing your image, changing the way you probably even look, changing the way that you look at yourself, and changing the way that you look at other people in relationships. There may be energy coming in that will allow you to view other people very differently. So let's move on to moon meeting Venus, which is your moon in Taurus in the second house. For those of you that are having this transit with a moon in Taurus, this is all about healing the behind the scenes, the things that you're not really conscious of, or the things you just go about doing it just because it's routine, it's the day, this is how we go about it. Now this energy is really asking for you to take a really good look at that kind of energy, and how you project yourself in your day-to-day, in your everyday, and like your meditative world, your private world, your alone time, your subconscious, spirituality, how you go about that, the different practices in your life. In spirituality, what are the different things that you do to really come into yourself, to feel one with yourself? A lot of moon and Taurus energy may find that they may want a lot of alone time to create things, or may find that they go into a world where they're not used to, which may be unfamiliar, or you may be traveling even with a moon in Taurus and understanding things, healing things as well with that energy of Chiron moving into Aries. So moon in Gemini. So this energy of Chiron is going to be dealing with the groups and organizations that you're in, the people that you meet, the different clubs that you're a part of, and really just helping, if you have a business, helping your business, looking to the future and what it is that you really want, formulating those things. Gemini moons are very quick-witted, very quick. So with this Chiron energy moving into the 11th house for you, it's really all about taking your time now to really look at the groups and the circles that you're a part of. Look at the friends that you are inviting into your world, and the people that are inviting you into their world. And now you get to make a conscious decision as to whether you would like to have this energy come into your life consciously now. You can also be looking at some childhood wounds that happened when you were younger as to why you were attracting certain people in your world, and working on those things as well, working on those creative endeavors that you have for yourself, and seeing how you can project those things in the broader world. So now we have the moon meets the moon, and this is for energy of moon in Cancer. So if you have your moon in Cancer, this energy of Chiron in Aries is really going to be more so about your authority, who you are, how do you project yourself, your world in either your career life, your work life, and even the kind of authority that has been in your life or is in your life, and how do they have such a influence in your life or the things that you have done in your life. So if you have a moon in Cancer, it's really more so about looking at your past with authority. That could be parents, guardians, any type of person that had some type of power or control over you, either in the past or now, and how you can get that power back as a moon in Cancer, and also asserting yourself in a very healthy way. So speaking your truth, telling people the way that you probably are feeling. Chiron in Aries energy does have a tendency sometimes to be a little bit cowardly and not really go after what they want because they're scared. They don't want their willpower to be extended. They don't want to exude that. They don't want to hurt people's feelings. They don't want people to feel hurt. But this transit is really asking you to stay true to yourself. And the only way that you can do that is if you express what you need in the outside world as well as your inner world. So that's something to think about. So let's move on to the moon meeting Leo. So moon in Leos, this energy is going to be happening for you in a sector that has to do with travel and expansion and your philosophies on life, broadening your mind, and learning new things, ideologies and practices and people. This also has to do with immigration, and how does this fit into your world? This is really going to be changing and shifting your mental outlook, your philosophical outlook, and how you look at your day-to-day and the routines that you're doing every day. How is that matching and not matching with the way that you're thinking? And if you find that you're beginning to shift your perspectives or look at things in a very different light than you used to before, it's probably either the friends that you're meeting, the people that you're hanging out with, what you're reading, any type of social media, any type of news that's coming in will assist you with this as well, with the moon in Leo. So it's really about learning new ideas and understanding ideas that other people also have, so that you can see how does that really fit into your world. For the moon in Virgos, this will be affecting your 8th house of intimacy, shared resources, and regeneration. When Chiron moves into this area of the chart, it's more so about how do you connect? How do you connect with yourself on a personal level, intimate level? I mean, really looking at your emotional well-being, looking at the way that you connect with another person. Is it really intimate? Or is it mental? Because Virgo moons do have a way of just being on the mental. So connecting with another person, but also on a very intimate scale. Intimacy can also mean sexuality. It can also mean banks, debts, taxes, all those things. That really forms intimate relationships because it has so much control over how you're dealing with your day-to-day, your value systems, your money, your cash flow, and your talents, your body, what you're giving to other people, the energy that you're putting in. You're really going to have a chance to look at all that with this energy of Chiron moving into the sector, going to be healing a lot of things too. So you can expect a lot of times to maybe have some emotional, I would say emotional responses to things. And you may find that you're healing a lot of things too from either family, past, generational things. This is something you can look at with the energy of a moon in Virgo. So let's move on to the moon meeting Libra, moon in Venus energy again. And this is energy of the 7th house. And Chiron is going to be here dealing with your relationships. And how do you feel about being in a relationship? How do you feel about being alone? Have you always been in relationships? Are relationships such a big part of your life that they rule everything else in your world? Or can you take a step back? Can you actually process situations? Do you need a relationship for you to feel like you're actually pursuing things in your world, or can you do that alone? And then also looking at marriages, marriage 101, any type of relationship that you're getting into or that you're in, there's going to be a big highlight on that. And how has relationships been such a big part of your life or have not been a big part of your life? So for those moon and Libras out there that probably has stayed away from relationships because they wanted to protect themselves, you may find that relationships are entering your world that is giving you another opportunity to really just express yourself in a more healthy way, healthy manner. If you've been wounded in relationships, it's also going to be a healing period for you if you allow it to be. So moving along with the moon in Scorpio. Ooh, sexy sign. So if you're a moon in Scorpio, this is going to be affecting your everyday. Healing yourself every day, finding routines, finding habits, health-wise, body-wise. We're getting back down to earth with this energy, with the moon and Scorpio energy. And it really has to do with what are you doing in your alone time? What are you doing when you have no one around? And what are your habits? What are those habits that you have? So healing that part of your life more so, like you'll get an opportunity to really look at your world and see either if it's your work dynamic, if it's your health routines, if it's your diet, if it's the way that you logically look at things. You will get an opportunity for the next couple of years to really change all those things. If you don't like your job, you may find that you're triggered finally to switch jobs, or if you don't like your body or the way you're looking or the way that you're feeling about yourself or your routines, perfect time with this transit of Chiron and Aries to switch that up a little bit. Moving on to moon meets Jupiter. That's moon and Sag energy. And this energy with the moon in Sagittarius is going to be affecting, well, your creativity, Sag, and how do you express yourself? How is it that your fire burns, but in a healthy way? How do you inspire people? How do you want to inspire people? What kind of friends are you meeting? Are those kind of friends the kind of friends that you really want to have in your world? It can also be affecting your children. If you have children, if you work with children, or your childhood, looking back at the childhood and healing wounds from the childhood. And we're doing all this because you are really looking at your future now, looking at the future and seeing, okay, how can I make changes that are really going to affect me in a positive way with this energy transiting your fifth house. So really allow yourself to meet new people that can inspire you in different ways with this transit as well. And we have moon meets Saturn. This is going to be Capricorn energy. So Capricorn energy, this is going to be affecting your home life, your emotional world, your past, and your relationship with your roots, your foundation, where you really come from. This energy is very, very important because it's the bottom of the chart. It's the base of your chart with the moon and Cap energy. So healing a lot of wounds from the past, present domestic situation now, relationships with those in the family or those that were authorities or guardians of you when you were younger. Even if you have children now, how can you change your relationship with your children, your relationship with your family? This has a lot to do with what's going on in your work life, at home, in your career. How do you see yourself in the outside world? And then you're not that same person when you come home. You don't need to be that same person when you're at home. You can let go. You can allow yourself to feel safe in your home. And if you don't, where and how can you initiate ways to, for the next couple of years, change that, shift that energy so that you can feel more grounded in your inner space and your body, who you are. We move on to the moon and Aquarius energy. So moon and Aquarius energy, this energy is going to be about your speech. How are you getting yourself across? Who are you meeting? Who are you connecting with? Do you know the neighborhood that you live in? Do you know the people in your neighborhood? Do you feel so disconnected and so out there that you don't feel like you need to connect or learn anything? This energy is going to really help heal all that. Relationships with your siblings, relationships with family, that all that is in the spectrum. All this comes into play, Aquarius, when we're looking at the Chiron transiting this area of your house, of your natal chart. So it's really more so about looking at what you've learned, communicate different, learning different languages, so meeting new people, learning new things. You might find that you're either going back to school for something technical, learning some technical skills or trade, something that can really assist you with your belief systems and your philosophies, what you really want to do and how you want to project yourself to the outer world with this transit as well. So healing your speech is what I'm going to call this transit for Aquarius moon energy. And then we have the moon in Pisces, the deep, deep ocean. So for moon in Pisces, Chiron is here meeting you in your value system. What do you value now, Pisces? And how have you grown? You still have Neptune in your lunar energy. So it's really about making your dreams come true. So finding out what you value would really assist you with this energy. Also through your throat, what are you putting into your body? What are you speaking of? Your family, what kind of family do you want? What kind of family do you really want to build? And how do you want to really heal maybe some family pathologies, family patterns? It's a big focus for Moon and Pisces energy with this Chiron transit. And really getting into your body, realizing that you're here on Earth. You're not somewhere else, but you're here on Earth. So how can you create something here on Earth? How can you create something with your talents, your gifts, making it be seen, showing the world. Maybe you don't want to show the world. Maybe you just want to show a couple of people, but just allowing yourself to own that talent, to own your abilities, your skills, it would be a really big, big start with this Chiron transit. It can help you big, big, big time. So take a look at that with the Chiron transit for the next couple of years. If you would like to reach me for a personal reading, you can email me at aquilaastrology@gmail.com. And you can also find me with my website that's coming out soon at aquilaastrology.com. Thank you so much for watching. And for the rest of you, enjoy your Chiron in Aries transit.